All right, we're back. May 22nd, 2021 is the year, of course. Am I like drunk or did that music sound really slow? I mean, Jesus,
I think it
sounds really
gets
weird.
slower every time, but
I don't
maybe it's just
understand.
been a month since we
I
had our
think it's
last one.
manipulative music
Yeah,
that they're doing here that's messing with people.
because we know you're not drunk, so
Yeah, it is. It's just
that's apparent.
12:15, and I wouldn't even do it anyway, ever. So it's like one of those things. But lots of Illini basketball news to cover. Episode 67, I guess, is the number, which 134, I believe. No, that's not right. Is it? No.
That's right.
Nailed it. I mean, 1 for 1 on the math category. That was
Yeah, true.
pretty tremendous. But I guess we'll just start with this, which is Jermaine Hamlin. I don't even know if we knew that he was transferring last time we did an episode, but we knew he probably would because he's ever actually going to play here. So he's going to Eastern. I mean, it makes sense. Maybe he'll play there.
Yeah, I think it's a good move for him. I think when he came to Illinois, I think Illinois had a scholarship available. Jeff Alexander's dad coaches at Lincoln. I think it was just kind of one of those things. Hey, let's give this guy a shot, see if he can develop. He was behind Kofi. He wasn't going to do much, so I think Eastern's a good spot for him. I think he'll get some playing time, be able to actually do some things there. So, a good move by him. Opened up another scholarship spot for Illinois, so I think it'll work out for everybody.
Yeah, especially when Kofi comes back. That should be
true
for Illinois.
So, and then Adam Miller to LSU. Anyways, next.
I mean, I'll just say this. He's going to a conference that's going to be loaded.
Yeah.
And he's going to get to play more like he wants to. LSU's very good at cheating to get players, so he should have guys around him.
Yeah, they got a big bag down there right here. So
that I don't remember who it was. There was that recruit that everyone thought was going to go. Everyone thought he was going to go somewhere? Then last second, out of nowhere, LSU comes in.
Yeah,
we see that a lot, and I don't know how much of it is Will Wade being a cheating scumbag, which I think he kind of is. I think he's more aligned with the Sean Miller style.
Yeah, I think that it probably happens everywhere. He just was on tape saying it,
So. Yeah, I don't understand why he would still have a job there. I mean, I'll just say this. When LSU starts to lose, he'll get fired just like Sean Miller did. So true. That's how it works. But Adam Miller, good luck, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, going to fit here. So
maybe he'll handle the ball more. Apparently that's what he wants. So
and we're not going to call him a snake like some people probably are.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna, he's less of one than these guys that we're about to talk about. So
true.
At least one of them.
So Illinois has basically lost all their assistants. Gentry was announced yesterday. He's going to Gonzaga. I think everybody kind of saw it coming. And then Antigua Coleman was talked about we might have talked about it in our last podcast a month ago. So that finally got announced May 6th. Like I said, Gentry yesterday. Gentry makes sense. He's an alum of Gonzaga. They didn't have an assistant spot when he left there. He was like assistant director of basketball operations. So I get the Gentry move. Antigua, I understand too. He, won a national championship with Calipari at Kentucky. Went to try his hand as a head coach at South Florida, and now he's going back with Calipari. The one that's kind of weird is Chin Coleman. I mean, I guess, he wants to be at a basketball mecca, I guess, as you would call a blue blood. But, not bad for a guy that started, as a assistant for Mac Irvin Fire or whatever he was. He's came a long way since he was there and now an assistant at, Kentucky. So, I get it. Also, money. I know Illinois offered Antigua $1 million. They say per sources, but they just announced what Antigua is going to make. He's making $850,000 a year, and then he gets $25,000 every year succeeding that. So it'll end at $900K in 23-24. So highest paid assistant coach. everybody loves him. So Illinois wanted to keep him. I understand why he left. Coleman, $450,000 next year, and then he's going to get $50,000 per year for the next 3, and we'll end at $550,000. So,
how much is he making in Illinois? You think?
I don't know. I didn't look that up. I can probably find out. So, yeah, go ahead.
I don't understand. I don't understand why we didn't. Maybe we didn't see Antigua go back to Kentucky. I feel like we probably should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
But it is, did take less money to go there. That's a bit of a slap in the face.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's a big, Calipari guy. I think he likes
So
him.
he likes to do some questionable things to get
Sure.
better players, and their jobs are going to be easier now. When it comes
I'm pretty sure that when they hired him, all the Kentucky fans are like, the bag man's back. So if that tells you anything.
Well, I'll just say this, Calipari better watch out.
Yeah.
Because when Illinois and Kentucky play,
okay.
I'm not. When Illinois and Kentucky play, next time they play, Illinois will win by 40 points. Anyway.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. How long do you think before Antigua gets another shot as a head coach?
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to want that. Maybe he does, but I don't know.
Making a lot of money to be an assistant.
Struggled at South Florida, right? I mean, there's a reason why.
Who doesn't? I mean, that program is a joke.
True. They do have there was a clause in there that if they back out, they have to pay $100,000 back if they take a head coach job somewhere. So,
Coleman's not going to ever.
I mean, if you're taking a head coach job, you're making, more money. But I mean, you be an assistant, do the recruiting thing, and make almost $1 million a year. I think that I wouldn't want the headache of a head coach job. So,
yeah, I think most people, I think someone in Antigua's position probably smart not to, unless it's like a big job, like a Power 6 job.
Right.
But I mean, he's going to make $900,000 as an assistant coach.
Right.
So that's pretty good. Even though he could have had $1 million in Illinois, and
true,
has a lot of recruits there, and the team likes him.
What's 100,000 at that point, though? I mean, right? That's just.
Well, it's he was already at Illinois for 3 or 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
More comfortable.
Yeah,
was getting recruits. Not, I don't know.
Do you think that this hurts Kofi's chances of coming back? I mean, Antigua was that guy. Illinois has to find another guy that can develop big men, right?
Chester Frazier certainly won't do that.
True.
I don't know how they're going to approach that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
we'll see what happens. I mean, they aren't losing anybody from this year. It doesn't look like, so that's good.
Yeah, and that's kind of the next thing. Where do Illini recruits sit now? Class of 21 all said they're staying. Podziemski, Melendez, and Goody. Jeez. All said that they're staying. Podziemski even tweeted out something, caused a lot of fire in the Twitterverse. But I don't really care about that. We're not going to talk about it. But
who are those guys recruited by?
He's not leaving. I think Podziemski was Gentry. Melendez was Antigua, and Goody was Gentry. Podziemski was Chin Coleman, maybe.
Well, that's a bit of a slap in the face of those guys. They recruited them, and then they're still going to stay. So how highly do they think of the recruiters?
Well, and that's the thing. I see how some probably commit because of the recruiters.
Yeah, I don't understand why though.
But head basketball coaches for those guys are still coming into the house. Well, not now during COVID, but they're still meeting with them. It's not all the
and it should be much more about your fit with the team and your role than Orlando Antigua recruited me, so I have to do whatever he says or I have to do whatever he does.
Right.
None of these guys were going to leave for Kentucky or Gonzaga anyway, though. So if they were going to leave, it would be lesser.
Yeah. And I mean, Podziemski was
He could
recruited
have,
by
yeah,
Kentucky,
that's
so
true.
I
But
think
would he
that's
sit there?
why
No.
that all that came. Why he put something out that said he wasn't leaving or whatever. Because I think people thought that he would maybe follow to Kentucky, but Kentucky's been signing guards like crazy. So
Yeah, and he's also a 2021 guy, so don't you think it's a bit of a pain in the ass to decommit and then recommit somewhere
well,
and
and
then
they
all
they
that?
all had their national letters of intent signed. So I don't even know if they have that opportunity. Honestly,
Yeah, I was just a little more worried about guys possibly transferring out.
right?
I
Guys
don't
that we
know.
already had,
Yeah, I don't know who would have, but
right?
I was never worried about Curbelo leaving. That was never going to happen.
Yeah. I
I
think
don't know if
Curbelo
people would
knows
have.
this is his team. I mean,
Yeah,
Io's gone, so he's basically the guy that's going to step into that role and be he's going to be a 28, 29-minute guy. So or 38, 39-minute guy. Sorry.
if you only played 28, that would be something.
That'd be bad. Jeez. But anyways, so class of 22. Last one we talked about AJ Storr, Reggie Bass. AJ Storr, if you haven't heard, has decommitted. He's still leaving Illinois as an option because he wants to meet the new
Not going to
coaches.
happen.
And since he's said that, he has gotten offers from like 5 or 6 other places. So everybody was hyping this dude up, and then all it takes is a coach to leave, and he's gone. So,
Well, I have a couple things on this. Number one, this is why you don't commit so early. Okay.
right,
You're a 2022 guy, and he was also probably what did he commit as a 3-star, going to be a 4 or 5-star eventually. So that's another factor. The fact that he was going to work his way up into a higher ranking anyway, so he probably would have been had more offers on the table if he would have committed at a normal time instead of committing so early. His offers would have been higher. So, and the other thing is, I believe I'm the one who said something about not overhyping.
I'd message you, and you would say stuff like,
So it's like, I think I said it on an episode.
"All right,
We can't get overly excited about a 2022 guy and how good he looks because you never know what could happen. And now he's
absolutely,
decommitted. So good job, everybody who got excited. Jeez.
yeah." Reggie Bass, however, was interviewed and said that he is staying. He doesn't plan on going anywhere. I did see today he was contacted by Kentucky, Iowa, and Oklahoma State after the coaching changes, and he's going to stay with Illinois. So
I get the
Reggie
sense that he's
Bass,
not as good as Storr.
I don't think he's as good, but I think that he's gonna move up. They're saying AJ Storr is going to be a top 50 recruit by the time it's all said and done. So, I think it was weird that Storr committed that soon, but maybe he just liked the coaches that much. I don't know, but
That's a bit of a weird one, yeah.
yeah. So that's where Illinois stands with their recruits right now. On to who's going to be assistant coaches.
Antigua recruited Bass.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. So slap in the face to Antigua. You can't even get one of your guys to go with you. You loser.
And then Antigua had probably contacted him once he went to Kentucky, right?
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, we give you this much money if you want it or something or whatever. Maybe a car."
Maybe a car. So Illinois, you mentioned it earlier. Chester Frazier has been hired, not Trent Frazier, folks. I'm going to get that wrong so much, and I apologize. But yeah, Chester Frazier gets hired. Awesome. I love that, an alumni is coming back to coach. And then just announced yesterday, it seems like Illinois, when the bad news hits, they counter with something else, because I think as soon as Antigua and Coleman was official, Illinois announced that day Chester Frazier was coming. And then Gentry yesterday, they promoted Geoff Alexander, who is an Illinois guy. His dad's been a longtime coach at Lincoln, which is just right up 55 from us. And it sounds like it's a good move. Everybody seems pretty excited for him to move into that role. I think he's already made an offer to a kid I saw. I can't remember who it was. We don't get into recruits that much. I know we talk about them, but just like with Storr, Ethan doesn't like overhyping these kids not coming. So, but yeah, Chester Frazier. At first, I kind of thought, maybe Illinois could have done better, but he put that video out. He's super excited to be here, and for him to be able to show kids, what it's like to be an alum, to play at Illinois and how much it meant to him. I think it's huge. And what I've seen is his defensive coaching is really good, which I think Illinois is going to need that because I don't think Kofi's coming back. And everybody talked about Underwood and how he changed his defense and all this stuff. Well, it's easy to do with Kofi. Payne is supposedly going to be a better defender than Kofi around the rim, but he's just not that body, So I think having our guards playing better defense, maybe switching it up a little bit, I think it's great. And everybody says that Chester's one of the best scouts out there, game planners, scouts. So, Gentry was kind of that guy. So him leaving, I feel like Chester's going to fill a couple roles. So really good hire after I started looking into it. So
yeah, I mean, our first responses weren't great. I saw that. I have them on the text, but you said meh, which is understandable. I mean, it's like you got to look into it more. Yeah, and the other thing is he does have good experience. He was at K-State, right? Was he there? And then
he was there with Bruce. So
in Virginia Tech. So yeah, I mean, he does have good experience, and it seems like Mike Young really liked him at Virginia Tech, so we'll see. My response was F that. So that's what I went with for that one.
We're great. So you think we can get him on the show?
Probably not, if I had to guess. By the way, I just saw that. I don't know how I missed this on Thursday, but Quincy Guerrier, the transfer from Syracuse, did go to Oregon, as I mentioned. But that would have been a really good pickup.
Word is, from the last I saw, Trey Mitchell is going to Georgia. So
yeah, I don't understand why everybody even wanted him anyway or thought he was going to be, especially with Omar Payne there. So.
Right, but it's interesting. Now that they have an open spot, because they have a spot for Kofi, and then they have an open spot. So I don't know who they're looking at or what they're going to do.
It's going to be another addition, you'd have to think.
Yeah.
Shockingly, it's not going to be E.J. Liddell like everybody thinks for some reason because, well, he was at the orange and blue football game or whatever the hell that was. Right. So he was there. That automatically means he's going to Illinois.
He has friends that play at Illinois.
He's definitely not from Belleville, Illinois. So,
right. Yeah. He doesn't have any buddies on the team.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why people have to do that all the time, but it is what it is. I mean,
rumors, keep the world turning.
And a lot of these rumors are just absurd. So that is a big part of it. I think the ability to try to make Curbelo a similar on-ball defender as Frazier, not as good, but similar, I think is very important. Yeah. I think if Chester Frazier can do that, because one thing Curbelo does very well is ball hawk, like a safety.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of plays stealing.
He has very active hands.
He's just got to learn how to be a little bit better on ball. Like Frazier is.
Yep. And he's going to have to do it without fouling because Illinois is going to need him. I mean, I know Trent can, play guard. But really, you look at it and they don't have another point. I mean, Trent and
Alfonso Plummer.
True. Plummer.
The other thing that he does, he's very similar to Curbelo defensively too. Yeah. Active hands, gets a lot of steals. So if he could become a little bit better on ball, that would be good too.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Miller, I think if he was here, he would probably be an even better defender under Chester Frazier. But then again, it's like, he's not because he thinks he's cool and he can just leave and then all that. And go to LSU and play with all those losers who got paid to go there. I mean, it's just one of those things. But Guerrier, as I mentioned, would have been great. I think his Final Four was Illinois, Memphis, Oregon, and somebody. But he was one of Syracuse's best players. But he's going to Oregon. He's going to go play with the Rubik's Cubes. They'll make the tournament. They'll make a run, the whole deal.
Oregon had a connection with an assistant coach or something, didn't they? I don't know how that –
Everyone's got connections. That's why Illinois needs to hire – the other assistant needs to be the uncle or father of some number one recruit coming up.
And that doesn't Trey Mitchell's stepdad coach or something? Isn't that the big?
I mean, it's literally.
Well, I mean, that's why Bryant's in his top 6 is because they have an open assistant.
How about this? This is a little bit different, but Patrick Baldwin Jr., the number 4 player or whatever for this year, is going to Milwaukee because his dad's the head coach there.
True.
He's going to save that program, and he picked them over Duke. So
good for him. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You know, they're not going to be any good. Maybe they'll make the tournament. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, we see a lot of number 1 recruits not make the tournament or top 5 recruits. Let's see. Let me try to find someone here. Maybe Chris Livingston, the number 4 player for next year, has like a family member who coaches. Maybe we can get him.
Yeah.
Get his family. He's from Akron, Ohio. So we'll see. I see a lot of the number 1 and the number 2 players for next year's class are going to the G League. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
At least Amani Bates is not going to Michigan State.
I hear it's ruining college basketball.
Well, for some people, probably.
I'm joking. I don't.
Well, I think people do think that.
Yeah. Chester has already been, came with his, what do they call that, feet on the running ground or whatever, that saying. Anyway.
Boots on the ground is what I would say.
Okay, yeah, sure. He's made some offers. Marvel Allen, he's class of 23, 6'4", CG, I believe that's complete guard.
Combo guard. I think, I don't know.
Sure, that means he can shoot and dribble, I guess, unlike other guards.
Does a little bit of everything.
He's a 4-star, and he's ranked 38 nationally. So, he gave him an offer. Cameron Corin, he's a 3-star center out of Texas, I believe. Class of 22, he's 6'9". According to him, he thinks he's a 4. He's not really a 5. But I did see on Orange and Blue News that Corn said that he got offered by Illinois because Coach Frazier had been recruiting him hard for about a year when he was at Virginia Tech. So when he left, nothing has changed. Said their relationship is great. It's bigger than basketball, and he can call him for anything. So already a foot in the door with that kid. So, another.
Well, he'll be a 4 or 5, and whatever Underwood says, he'll do what he says. Okay,
do what you said. Do what you're told. And then the other one is Jaden Epps, decommitted from Providence, 4-star, 6'1" point guard. He's 106 nationally, and Chester was recruiting him when he was at Virginia Tech. He's now received offers from Kansas, Texas A&M, and then he got offer again from Virginia Tech.
So 2021 or 2022?
I believe he's 20. Why didn't I write that down?
He's going to Kansas. I'm just guessing. If he's 22, he's going to Kansas. If he's 21, he's not.
He is 22.
Kansas. There you go.
He's also a CG, according to 24/7. Anyways.
He'd be a nice fit if Curbelo leaves after this year, if he gets that much better and goes to the NBA or something.
True.
If he learns how to shoot, maybe he will. So
yeah,
maybe we don't want him to shoot.
Do you want to do this Piper stuff now and then talk about?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way. I just threw it on there for fun.
Yeah,
I think I put.
You can read all this. It's like a book, so.
Well, this is all about Illinois trying to keep the incoming group intact, as they say on 247 Sports. Underwood basically saying, communication's a big deal, which, shocker, I'm shocked to hear that. He thinks it's one of the things that transfer portal has given some young people an opportunity to explore. So these guys have been great. They knew what they were getting into. That sounds weird. Mm-hmm. Assistant coaches are like frontline workers. They build relationships. I'm not going to read all this garbage. It's not. It's a lot of words to not say very much. See if I can find any other notable things. I just copied and pasted this. Obviously, we get staff hired. They'll build great relationships with them. That's where the essence of the program and the vibe of the program hasn't changed. Okay, number one. I don't know why we have to use the word vibe, especially at that age. I mean, come on. Stop trying to relate to them.
Vibing, bro.
Weirdly.
They're vibing to get the culture going.
Yeah, that's
the other thing, right?
Yeah, it's the most overused word in sports. So let me see. This is what Chester Frazier said about Podzimski. It's great, man. I don't know what that is in reference to.
Okay.
I should
This
copy
is solid reporting here.
It's very good.
I love it.
You can blame Derek Piper for not having great
Yes.
grammar
Yes.
skills and within the
Blame
article
him.
and the structure of it. I followed him a little bit when I was at Virginia Tech. I bet you did. Good sized wing, can shoot it, and he can also put it on the deck.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some stuff to him. What the hell is that?
He's got some stuff.
Very motivated. It's been good to build with him these last few days and start building a relationship with him. He's a good one. Okay, first of all, Chester. I mean, we don't have to throw random sentences in there for no reason. I don't see why we're doing that.
He's just excited.
But
yeah,
that's great. Maybe I'm being too negative, but if you actually followed him at Virginia Tech, that's great. But I just don't like the structure of this article.
Trying to recruit him at Virginia Tech.
Were they? I don't know.
So, and we talked about this a little bit. I don't know if there's ever been a time where 3 assistant coaches left all at the same time while the coach was still there.
Of course, it happens to us.
It's Illinois. I did see Brett Barron's, tweeted about it. Our boy Trent Frazier, and I'm going to say our boy because, sure, why not? He wrote, "It's okay. Those 3 coaches have already helped establish the culture. Illini basketball is back, and we will add 3 unbelievable coaches to the staff. We're in good hands, and they know that. Wish them nothing but the best. Family for life." They already hired 1 coach, and then they, like I said, they promoted Geoff. But
Geoff.
I'm glad Trent's excited.
Yeah, well, I'll just say this: that's a little too classy for my taste, but that's good by him.
He did end it with
good, very good, very glad to hear that. I'm glad that still doing that. I hope Adam Miller keeps doing that too. I don't know. I think if you look at the way that this coaching staff is going to be structured now, like you said, got to get a big man coach in there, an Antigua type to go along with Frazier. I think Chester Frazier will be fine in what he's going to do. Sounds like he offered that Corin fellow who's a 6'9" or whatever, so he's not just going to be all over the guards, but they need an Antigua type with the big men.
I agree.
That's all there is to it. So they better figure it out. But I'm trying to think of the opening night lineup and how we would approach that right now. Who would you go with? Curbelo and Frazier are going to start.
Right. I think
Plummer start.
I could see that. And then maybe Grandison or Hutchinson. Grander. Yeah, anyways. And then Kofi. I'm going to go with Kofi.
Okay. Well, you've changed.
Because he's coming back. I don't think he's coming back. I'm just if I have to go as of right now, I'm saying Payne probably starts.
Don't we deserve one bit of good news in the offseason after they got embarrassed in the tournament?
I agree. I think I saw somebody say that Kofi was back in Champaign working out. So not that means anything, but
yeah, we'll know soon though, so we'll see what happens. Okay, Big Ten schedule here. What do we have here? And
basketball
also just
news. Yeah. So this is what Illinois' schedule's going to look like right now, and it's not an easy one. Home and away with Iowa, Maryland, which everybody has Maryland really good this year. Michigan, Michigan State, Northwestern, Purdue, and Rutgers. Home only, Ohio State, Penn State, and Wisconsin. Away only, Indiana, Minnesota, and Nebraska.
Okay, I'm going to go over every team they play, and I'm going to give my one-word phrase for the team. Okay,
here
we go.
Oh boy.
Iowa, average. Okay. Maryland, very good. Michigan, very good. Michigan State,
that's
good.
2 words. Very
good. I said 1 to 2 words. It's basically what I did say.
Oh, okay.
I did say 1, but I meant 1 to 2. You know how it is. Northwestern, bad.
Yes.
Purdue, very good. Rutgers, average.
Yeah.
Ohio State, good. Penn State, average. Wisconsin, average. Indiana, good. Minnesota, average. Nebraska, horrendous. There you go. So I would say Maryland, Michigan, Michigan State, Purdue, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Indiana.
Yeah.
Those are the teams you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
Iowa's not going to be very good.
Yeah. So Andy Katz, like I said, fraud. He said that Illinois has the hardest schedule in the Big Ten, which I would tend to agree with that. And then he also predicted, because of the tough schedule, that Illinois will finish 7th.
Which isn't that unfair.
No.
But, of course, you had to preface it by making an excuse of the schedule, which, like, everybody has a hard schedule in the Big Ten.
True.
And the home and away thing, the only teams that are good that they play in a home and away are 4 at the most. If right. Michigan State's good. I think 3 of them, Maryland, Michigan, Purdue, are all going to be good no matter what. Yeah. Iowa, not so great.
True.
Now, let me I was just thinking, speaking of Iowa, was CJ Frederick in the mix at all whenever they had that little deal at the end of the 2019 or middle of the 2019 season, 2020 season at Iowa? Like when they had that little Chin Coleman thing?
I do not remember.
Because CJ Frederick's at Kentucky now. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah,
I'm sure they don't really even remember anything or care.
Probably, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, who's even returning to Iowa at this point? Bohannon?
Yeah,
It's Wieskamp. I don't know if he is.
And then McCaffrey's 2 kids probably.
And then they got Keegan Murray and
yeah,
they're not going to be very good.
Yeah,
they'll be okay. But Andy Katz, being the fraud that he is, I'd say Illinois is more in the 5-6 range in terms of the Big Ten. Yeah. I don't think the Big Ten is going to be as good as it was last year or the year before that or the year before that. And I think a big part of that is Garza gone, Kofi probably gone if we're being realistic. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Andy Katz is a fraud.
And I think didn't Wagner announce he was going to the NBA?
I would assume he is. He's like a guaranteed first-round pick, but
I'm pretty sure that he gone. So, anyways,
replacing everybody. Michigan's going to be good.
That's true. It doesn't matter. They're not going to be Gonzaga good.
No,
but Gonzaga will get to the championship again.
This time they'll win.
If they don't win it this year,
they won't run into a buzzsaw like Baylor.
Something wrong. Yeah. So. You put this on
Gentry last year. That's why they lost.
True. Yeah, because he was very helpful against Loyola. 4 most important things for the 21-22 Illini.
Kofi has to return. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't, big trouble. They're going to finish 7th or 8th if he doesn't, I would assume. Andy Katz style. Actually, I think 7's kind of respectable.
I think so, too.
To be honest. But he's still a fraud.
I think that Illinois has the opportunity to be better than 7th, but
you would think so. They need one of the freshmen to break out. So Podzimski, Melendez, or Goody. One of those guys has to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if it's what Adam Miller did, that'd be fine. Of course, none of these guys are going to start every game and then transfer, but that's fine. And then Grandison Hutcherson got it first try. Not a big deal. One of those two needs to play well.
What about Coleman Hawkins? Do you think that you just have him as a side story? Like, you don't even have him on here. You don't even care about Coleman anymore?
He'll be fine.
Okay.
He'll play some.
You're not worried about him. That's why you didn't put him on here.
I'm very confident in his abilities.
There we go. That's
Curbelo has to learn how to shoot threes. If he can make a few threes, they're gonna have just as much 3-point firepower last year as they did this year because sure. Alfonso Plummer is a better 3-point shooter than Adam Miller, and DeMonte's back, which we haven't really talked about that much.
You think DeMonte's going to be able to shoot? What was he at? 56%?
No, but he'll be able to make some. That's really all that matters.
So what do you think Curbelo needs to shoot? 30%? 35%? What would you like to see from him? I think he was like 12% this year. 34.7. Okay.
Yep. Anything under that, I want him gone.
If he does that, does Illinois move up in your power rankings? Do they move up to like 3 if Curbelo shoots 34.7%.
I'd say more like 4 or 5.
Okay. All right.
There's too many really good teams at the top, like Maryland, Purdue, and Michigan are locks. So, okay, defensive adjustments and improvements have to be made, no doubt about it. We'll see if this new coaching staff around Underwood can actually make adjustments, because I wonder how much of their lack of adjustments was Underwood combined with the assistant coaches.
Yeah, rumors are rumors, as we have been saying, but there was word that Coleman and Antigua were mad because they didn't make any adjustments in that Loyola game. And, that Underwood was listening to Gentry. Well, Gentry's gone. So if that was the reason, they all left, I don't know. Maybe they were all mad at Underwood. Who knows? But
it's like the end of Breaking Bad, where everybody's gone except for one guy. Oh, man. I mean, what a mess this turned out to be. I mean, they had a good season, ended poorly. Typical Illinois loss where they didn't make any adjustments, got their asses absolutely kicked by a team they were better than.
So
just bad.
Who do you have any thoughts on who they need to get to fill that other assistant spot?
Michael Jordan.
Any names popping out to you?
Michael Jordan.
Okay, good talk.
I really haven't looked at any assistant coaches. Like, we're going to steal someone from somebody else's staff.
Obviously, that's what we're going to do.
I don't know who it would be. Is Roger Powell willing to leave Gonzaga? No, but that would be fun.
Yeah.
Does Darren Williams want to get into the coaching game?
Yeah.
Augustine, one of those guys, bring back the 05 team or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
Was Chester Frazier better than D Brown? Go.
No.
Not even close. I mean, I'm sure some of these kids listening to this show right now don't really understand.
Yeah.
So I was right there in 05.
Here, this guy has Chris Lowry.
Yeah, he's from the Vancouver Canucks. Yeah, good guy.
Daniel Robinson.
He's from Minnesota State, St. Cloud State, Bemidji State.
Tom Ostrom.
Yeah, he's from Iowa State.
The last guy was Iowa State. Roger Powell, which is just no way. And then Steve Prom. Also,
he was the head coach at Iowa State.
Correct. So
Chris Lowry is Kansas State.
Yep.
Who's the second guy?
Daniel. It's actually Danny Yao Robinson.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Iowa State. Tom Ostrom was a former assistant at Indiana. Roger Powell, obviously, at Gonzaga. And then you had Steve Prom. So let's
take someone from Bruce Weber's staff.
Well, this guy thinks.
Chris Lowry, count me in. Let's do it. Here we go. How about we bring on Tyler Underwood as an assistant coach?
A lot of people saying Daniel Robinson. So,
what a slap in the face that is to Illini fans. Let's get Mark Few.
Charlton Young from Florida State. Anyways, basketball is going to be played soon, guys.
Yay.
The TBT roster has been starting to be announced. So it's actually going to be in Peoria. So if you live in Illinois, you're going to be able to go watch these guys if you want. I believe it's June. I don't know. Hold on. I think it's on like a Thursday.
July 16th.
July 16th, like I said.
Yep.
It's right before I'm supposed to go on vacation. Anyway, so the team, so far there's 5 guys that have been announced. Nana Egwu, Nana Banana coming back. He played last year. Dimitri McCamey, who played for the Cameron Screw the last 2 years, won the championship 2 years ago. Got smoked by Illinois last year, so then he decided that he wants to play with them, I guess. Andres Felice is coming back. Be nice to see Dre again. Ravante Rice, And the honorary Illini, Mike Dom, who dominated the tournament last year, will be back.
Jeez.
So, what?
Did we ever talk about how Illinois is in the Hall of Fame Classic at the T-Mobile Center in November?
I thought we didn't. It's been too long, dude. I don't know. You want me to look at last things Google Docs?
No, we'll just talk about it now.
Okay, go ahead.
November 22nd, 23rd, T-Mobile
Is it
Center.
November yet, by the way? I'm ready for some basketball.
I'm not. Give me a couple months here. Anyway, they will be in the Hall of Fame Classic in the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. They'll be with Kansas State, Cincinnati, and Arkansas. So pretty favorable overall. Arkansas is going to be pretty good, but the other two I'd say are questionable. So maybe we should be on site for that.
Yes,
maybe we
Kansas
should.
City.
I mean, it's not that far.
No.
So
5 hours?
We'll see. Yeah, I've been there a time or two, you know.
Probably be max capacity by then, November.
You would think so, yeah. I think everything's it's already starting to get that way anyway. So
correct. Cardinals
can't believe they played
opening
a
up.
full season. Yeah, it's a big time when you got the Dodgers and Padres in LA doing it. So or in California, so that's big time. I was dang it, what was I going to say? There was a son of a. This is what I get for not getting very much sleep recently. I can't believe they played a full season without any fans. Brutal.
Phil Mickelson's leading the PGA Championship?
He was leading yesterday.
Holy guacamole.
He's not going to win. It's going to be Koepka.
Say Kofi does not come back, and we fill the remaining assistant positions with good, not great hires. How long do you give Illinois to be back atop the Big Ten? 2 to 3 years? I don't think.
I'll go 16 years.
How long ago were those comments? I know you always miss them, so they're all gone by now.
3 minutes.
I think not next year, but the year after.
I'll say 16 years.
You're gonna keep with the every 16 years Illinois has a team.
He's still here. See, 3 minutes.
Thanks, Smelty.
It depends on how if Curbelo stays 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
because if he's here his junior year, they're gonna have a better roster around him.
Yeah,
you'd think.
I think if he makes it to his junior year, I think his junior year Illinois will be good again.
So kind of like Io,
atop, as you.
Or it could be the opposite. Like they were terrible Io's first year.
Yeah.
And then they were decent his second year, and they were really good his third year.
Yeah.
They could be really good Curbelo's first year, decent his second year, and terrible his third year.
Yeah.
Not trying to just if you see this podcast, if
still
you're
think
from 2024 and you're watching this, maybe I'm right.
I still think they have a chance to have a pretty good year coming in next year. So, I mean,
they better.
Kofi's obviously, if Kofi comes back or not, but I mean, it's not like this team didn't. It's the same team that played Michigan, except they had Kofi, and they played really well.
Adam Miller had a good game in that game.
Yeah, but Alfonso Plummer can fix that. So, Smelty, thanks for the
he can
kind
fix
words.
That like a plumber would. I mean, that's quite a far way to go for you, but good on him.
Anywho, yeah.
All right, is this the end of the episode?
Yeah, you guys go watch some golf. Phil Mickelson is leading the PGA Championship. So
go watch some hockey.
Nobody likes hockey. Matsuyama's
in
fourth, which is just.
Where's Brooks? Is Brooks still in second?
Koepka is in third because Louis Oosthuizen is tied. It's Oosthuizen.
It's Oosterhuizen.
Okay. Anyways.
All right.
We'll be back in a month.
Probably, yeah. I mean, might come back when Kofi makes his decision at this point. Right?
Yeah. Maybe we can get an interview set up with somebody for the next one.
We'll figure it out. Maybe Chester Frazier will join us, even though what we said earlier.
Yeah, maybe he won't listen to this episode.
I mean, I'm sure Underwood's already been told not to come on with us.
True. We're just burning all the bridges. Maybe we can get Dion back. He's the only guy that will show up. So,
all right, we'll be back episode 68 some point soon, and that's that. And yeah, I don't even have anything to say. All right, bye.